Alright, what's up, goobers? Is this working? Wait, are my hands on correctly? Yeah, they are. Okay, cool. So yeah. This stream, it's gonna be part 3 of trying to get this robot stuff working with the PlayStation controllers. Last stream, which was last Thursday, we got the PlayStation 3 controllers. Oh, whoa, that's weird. Why did that happen? Anyway, we got the PS3 controllers working with a lifter modification of my robot injection, and so yeah, we finally got the ESCs under control. We wrote the code for controlling the servo lifter and the drive motors with the PlayStation 3 controller and the ESP32. And we got the failsafes working, both the accelerometer-based ones, which detect if there's any noise coming from the accelerometer sensors, and also Watchdog in case the main program crashes. So yeah, that's pretty cool. What else? Oh, actually, let me go fix the screen resolution because I think it's a little off right now. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think that's working. Well, it's working close enough. Anyway, so yeah, what are we doing now? Oh yeah, first some announcements. So, I'm actually gonna be in Germany from, I think, Friday, which would be, what's that day? Oh gosh, my head's backwards again. I think it's because this one cable is, like, getting in the way of the tracking, so let me go move it. Alright, that should help. So, yeah, I think I fly out for Germany on the 5th or the 6th, or something like that, and I get back on December 13th or 14th-ish, but yeah, I'm not going to be streaming during that time since I'm not going to be packing my Steam VR setup. I mean, if I get, like, crazy, maybe I'll figure out, like, a way to do, like, a portable version of this that only use my phone, but for now, that's not happening. And I also want to enjoy the Christmas markets in Germany. So, yeah, this will be the final stream for, like, 2-ish weeks, and then, yeah, I'll have some stuff ready. Probably on the 16th, I think, will be the first stream. Might give myself some time to decompress, I don't know. But yeah, so I'll be. Oh my gosh, why do I keep twisting like that? That's not normal. That hasn't been happening before. Well, I'll have to fix that sometime. But if I stick back here, that shouldn't happen, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, Germany trip. That's gonna be happening in over the next couple weeks. And yeah, I also so yeah, I normally stream on Tuesday and Thursday also. But, I actually have, like, a really crazy deadline, so, I'm just gonna take those off so that I can focus completely on this contract I'm working on. So, yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming, this Tuesday or Thursday, since, like, my two focuses are gonna be strictly wrapping up this contract and, packing up for Germany. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's see, what else? Oh, I think that actually was the announcement. I just combined it into, like, 2 parts, both the Germany trip and taking off this week for wrapping up that contract. But yeah, I'm drinking a yerba mate right now. It's nice. Actually, I haven't drinking it yet because I just finished brewing it. It's still hot, but I will start drinking it very soon. But yeah, oh, so when I was watching back the stream from last Thursday, I realized that the sounds of the robot stuff were, like, really, really, really loud. So this time I'm not going to be, gosh, my tracking is really bad today. I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, yeah, so, okay, I'm like in the correct place and still twisting around. What's up with that? Oh, you know what? I think it might be... No, that's... Oh, okay, I'm just gonna disconnect that one tracker, because it's clearly, not doing what it should be doing. Is it upside down? Okay, whatever. It's distracting, messing with the tracker. Okay, so, anyway, Yeah, I also did some research into like the PS4 and PS5 controller library, since I haven't actually used that yet, and I didn't want the stream to be a dud since it's gonna be like the last one for like 2-ish weeks. So I think we have, I think we're in a good position now. But yeah, let's see, what else? Is there anything else to discuss? Yeah, I guess I finished the third of 3 Thanksgivings. So, yeah, this is just a crazy month for my schedule. But, yeah. Okay, let's see. I think I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. I guess I should do the thing where I put my water bottle prop in my hand before drinking the water. All right. Okay. So, I'm gonna move my standing desk up, and I guess we can start to get to work pretty quickly on this stuff. Okay. So, let's go to the avatar view, and let's make sure that we're switching over to the, that is definitely the wrong size. Okay, there. I don't know what is going on with, like, how the resolution on my scenes is, like, messed up the first time, and when I switch scenes back and forth, it's fixed again. But, yeah. So, we have, injection lifter version, because normally she's a hammer saw, but I didn't want to have a live spinning blade on my workbench to, potentially literally kill me. So yeah, this is what the normal version of Injection's weapon is. It's hammer saw with a very fast spinning blade, literally over 300 mph tip speed. So yeah, if this like goes like into me, like even that hurts, it's not even spinning, then like yeah, that's not a good time. So I actually have a lifter version of Injection that we kind of bodged together. Last stream, the print failed on the arm because I was like super duper impatient. So I just set it to like the ludicrous mode or whatever it is on the bamboo, and then it failed, so then I just like hot glued it all over the place. But we have a complete nice print here, and it's a little different. The front fork's a little extended, and there's some little mounts that you can use to like give it a wider profile. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna start off with changing that out, and I forgot that I didn't even screw in that, I didn't even screw that in, so yeah, let's just set this up. I do hope that my screwdrivers are long enough. Oh wait, I found a mini screwdriver, because I don't think that my screwdriver from the kit would have actually fit into this, and I think I should have to pry this off first. Okay, well that was easy. Okay, so getting rid of the crappy printed arm. And just putting this one on. Which I think I may have to drill out those holes, but that'll be a pretty quick job. Yeah. And then after we get this new arm mounted, I'll show off how it's working with the PS3 controller, which it's working, so that's nice. Yeah. Okay, so let's just yeah, I think we do need to drill this out just a little bit. Whoa, that's not even part of that set. Okay, so I want to say that that was like 2.5 millimeters that should be drilled out to, so... Oh, so for the drive motors inside of this, which I'll be opening up soon, I'm using the JCR Blitz Pros, but I'm actually going to be changing them out for the Blitz Lights, since I need a bit more space in there for them to like kind of... Not flex isn't really the right word. I guess for the mounting to flex when I take impacts on the on the wheels, because I've had a few situations where the what's it called? I've taken like a direct hit on the motor, on like the drive shaft output, which is direct driving the bigger wheel here, and it didn't kill the gearbox, and it didn't kill it didn't bend the shaft, but what it did do was it actually bent up the, I guess, the connection from the motor to the gearbox to the point that actually killed the output shaft of the motor itself. And it's done that twice, and there is literally no room for that to flex around, and it's mounted on UHMW, and I don't think that any motors on the market would have survived that, so the only real recourse for that is to give it more space, and you can do that by either increasing the space inside of it, which is just going to increase the mass and increase the amount of, I guess, just kind of increase the target size for the opponent, or we can just shrink the motor. And the JCR Blitz lights came in at just the right time, I think, as I was considering that decision. So yeah, I'll actually be tearing open the robot so we can switch out the battery, since we got the 4S battery charged. And yeah, we'll do a size comparison actually of the two of the JCR Blitz Pros and the Blitz lights. Yeah. Okay, so just getting this flipper arm, and this isn't really meant for battle. This is just for demonstration. And also to show off that we can control both servos and what's it called? Servos and motors that are hooked up to an ESC. Kind of using the same thing. Okay, so where is the screw for this? Yeah, I think that's a screw. And then, just, hopefully that's in there. Yeah, it's not pulling out, so just need to finish tightening that. Alright. Yeah, that's tightened. Cool. So yeah, we have this. And, we're gonna swap out the battery, and then we'll just do a little demo with the PS3 controller, which we finished programming to control the robot last stream. So batteries on this side, and I'll also show the, oh wait, let me go get my hot glue gun started. Okay. Yeah, I have a hot glue gun that has like a automatic timer on it, so if I haven't touched it for like for like 30 minutes or so, then it just shuts off, and that's nice because I'm so bad about just leaving that thing on all the time. But yeah, okay, now we have 4S battery in here, so we should get a bit more juice when we're driving around. And this thing is literally just hot glued on, so at some point during the stream, I think I'm probably just gonna make a really quick servo mount for this. Should be pretty easy too. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to show the drive motors. So, yeah. Inside of here, you can see the JCR Blitz Pro, and you can see that there's, like, no space for this to, like, move vertically, and even with this TP sleeve here, which was kind of like a little attempt to, because, like, this part's just, like, a sleeve that goes around the gearbox. The gearbox is smaller. I don't know if I have a loose Blitz Pro to really show comparison. I don't think I do. But I do have, so the hammer saw arm, I'm gonna go find that. So I'm gonna be talking about the upgrades for injection for a redesign. So right now, because this is normally what goes inside of here, the hammer saw module, I'm using a Repeat Pro for the arm, and currently using, wait, is it on the correct one? Yeah, it is. So I'm currently using the Repeat Pro for driving the hammer saw arm, and I'm using the Blitz lights for drive, or the Blitz Pros for drive. I'm going to be replacing that with a Blitz light for drive, and a... No, sorry, I think this is Repeat Max. Yeah, this is Repeat Max, not Repeat Pro. So I'm going to be replacing that with Repeat Pro here. So, comparison, it's not that much bigger, but it's a lot more chunky, I guess. Because one of the issues I was having is, can't really see it. Oh yeah, you can see it with this one. So, here you can see that, it's a bit difficult to see, but, like, the aluminum faceplate here is not moving, but the gearbox is, and every single one of mine have been jiggling like that since, what, 7 events worth of fights. So hopefully this will be a lot more robust, and that will be replacing the, so this Repeat Pro will be replacing this Repeat Max for the hammer saw, which I haven't had this issue at all for using these for drives, so I think just one of those, like, unique things of, like, it's kind of unique stresses that the hammer saw arm presents. And then here you have the Blitz Pro installed in here right now, and the Blitz Lite, which is so much smaller, and that's going to give me a lot more weight back also. Like, every gram matters here. So, yeah, pretty excited for that upgrade. Oh yeah, I even have, like, a little test fit of how that's going to go in. It's interesting since it, like, has that 3-screw mount pattern, which I don't think I've ever seen that before. But yeah. Okay, so going to... Oh, hi! Ooh, yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying the VODs. Glad that you could catch this stream live. Yeah. So I'm going to be closing this back up and not squishing wires too much. Yeah, that's fine. We're not putting this in a real fight. Okay, why is it not squishing, though? Yeah, we're not going to be putting her in a real fight in this config. This is just purely demonstration, which I think I've said that, like, 5 times this stream already. But yeah, just gonna close her back up and drive her around with the PS3 controller, and then we'll start to get to the PS4 controller integration. Okay. So yeah, that's, oh, I hope that I put this on at the correct, angle. If I didn't, then it's just gonna, like, go to, like, kind of a nasty position. Okay, so that's turned on, and, I don't think I actually need my second microphone, which, because you can probably hear those beeps and stuff anyway here, so, PlayStation 3 controller, let's connect. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Okay, that's not what I was expecting it to do. It wasn't doing this before. Yeah, that's really weird. I'm gonna reboot and see what's going on, because I've never seen that, and we didn't change the code at all since last time we turned this on. Okay, let's try again. Okay, that's weird. I'm just gonna go back to, like, the 3S battery. Whoa. That's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to 3S, in case that is, because that's literally the only thing that we've changed since she was working. Just that, and, like, a 3 printed part, and that should not affect it, unless the angle's, like, totally wrong, I guess. Okay, let's go back to... I don't know why 3S would change it, why going from 3S to 4S would change it, but who knows? There could be, like, just some weird stuff with, like, voltages, I guess, and the converter, and it just going crazy or something. I don't know. So let's just go back to 3S and keep this kind of easy. And I'll not close it up either, in case the servo is just at the wrong angle and it's, like, fighting itself or something. Okay. Let's turn it back on. Okay. I think that it's just at the wrong angle, so let's just change that. and see if 4S changes it. If it does, we'll just keep it at 3S and address that as a whole different mystery. Yeah. Let's get this mounted back at the correct angle, because I think what was going on is, I think that since it's, like, home position, I guess, was, like, trying to hit itself into the ground or into its own chassis. I think that is just kind of fighting against that and just acting weird, like we just saw. So, yeah, well, let's, okay, so that's correct. And then let's see what happens if we change it back to 4S. If you're not familiar with what 3S and 4S are, it's like the amount of cells that are in an RC battery. So you can't really see it on this one. Let me see if I have like a battery where it's more visible. Where are my batteries at anyway? LiPo batteries, where are you? Okay, perfect. Alright, so, yeah, so you can't really see it with this one since, like, the covering is opaque. But, so this is 3S, and you can see that there's, like, 3 battery cells in here. This is a 4S battery, and it has 4 battery cells in there. And so, because those cells are in a series, that's going to increase the voltage of it. But, yeah. Okay, let's try 4S and see if it's still crazy. Okay, connecting. Okay, 4S is just weird. We're not going to use 4S right now. We're just going to keep it on 3S. And so my only guess as to what's going on here is that, like, the buck converter, which is supposed to be stepping down, that, like, 12 or, like, 16 volts, depending on if it's 3 or 4S. I have a feeling that it's not quite doing its job correctly, and it might be supplying too much voltage to the servo. The servo doesn't really know how to react to that properly. That's just my guess right now. Don't feel like debugging that right now either, so we're just gonna keep it at 3S, because that's nice and easy. Yeah. And then let's just patch it back up. And drive around for just a bit, just to show that we are working right now on the PS3 controller, and then we'll jump right into the PS4 controller integration. I dropped that screw. Okay. Turn her back on. And connect. And yeah, we have just really basic tank drive. And we have a flipper going on. And now the flipper arm's a little longer, so we could probably actually, flip stuff over instead of just partially. Yeah, there you go. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we need to, like, build a proper, mount for that, but we'll do that later. Maybe if we have time at the end of the stream, but do have hot glue, so let's just goon that all over again. And that'll survive, like, what, another 3 or 4 more flips? But yeah. Okay, so we also need to open this back up, because if we're going to be reprogramming, if we are going to be reprogramming, then, yeah, so the issue is that, so I'm not feeding direct, 4S or 3S into the servo anyway, because I think even 3S would have been too much for this. So I'm using a buck converter to feed it 8.4 volts, but it wasn't happy with the 4S voltage. with the 4S battery connected, so I have a feeling that it's not stopping it down correctly when we're at 3S, or when we're at 4S, but it is doing it correctly when we're at 3S. But I'm also just using like super cheapo Amazon special buck converters, so that might just be the issue there. But yeah, let's lift that off the wheels, and yeah, I guess we don't really have to do that much, since the, so just kind of a recap on the Bluetooth stuff. Oh gosh, my avatar tracking is going nuts again. But anyway, what was I talking about? So, recap on the Bluetooth stuff and the PlayStation controllers. So, PS3 and PS4 controllers, they use Bluetooth Classic. And so right now, we're working pretty well with the PS3 controller, and we're going to be working on the PS4 controller next, which I just had around here somewhere. It was here. So yeah, we're going to be working with the PS4 controller next, and that also uses Bluetooth Classic, so we don't have to change out the board. When we do try the PS5 controller, we're going to need to change the board out from this one, which is currently wrapped in electrical tape, which is the ESP32, just kind of like the first generation of it, in a smaller package. We're going to have to replace that with the ESP32C3, because that's Bluetooth Low Energy, which the PS5 controller likes. But since we're just going from PS3 to PS4 right now, we don't need to change that out yet. So, yeah, let's get to the PS4 controller stuff. So, yeah, you can see it's already plugged in here. And that's because what I was doing earlier, right before the stream, was I was getting the MAC address that the Bluetooth pairing inside the PS4 controller was looking for. And so I don't actually have a PlayStation 4, so this is more likely to be like the MAC address of one of my computers, since I play some like PC games. It may also be for my Steam Deck, since sometimes I'll hook up my Steam Deck to like TV and just use the PS4 controller for that. But the important part is that this is the MAC address that the PlayStation 4 controller is looking for to connect to. And so the library that I'm using for the PlayStation 3 stuff is the JV Pernis ESP32 PS3 controller library, and I was looking for libraries which have really similar syntax, and it turns out the AED3 PS4 ESP32 library uses like pretty much the same syntax. And so with that, I'm in Platform.io and or in the in settings file for that, and so we're gonna be changing out the PS3 library for the PS4 library here. And what else? Yeah, so we're just gonna see how much that breaks the code. It definitely will break the code, because right now we're only set up for the PS3 controller stuff. And we'll just fix the code and upload it and see how that works out, however long that takes. So yeah, let me go get my desk back down into sitting mode. There we go. And, cool. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just rearranging some windows real quick. Yeah, I did find, because I think last stream I was ranting about how the original like Stix Axis pair tool, which like every single tutorial and like instruction set for finding that MAC address is like gone. Like the original website is gone, and it's been like bought by a squatter that like is redirecting it to some really sus looking stuff that's like probably malware. So I actually found it right before the stream just by going into the Internet Archive. But yeah, so, okay, going back to this. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're using the AED3 library, and I'm just gonna go split the screen here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that should be working, and I don't think that I should be blocking that much stuff, especially if I shrink that down to there. Alright, so let's see. We swapped out that library, and we're on the PS4 example project. That is good. And first thing I want to do is just do po init, I guess. Or no, sorry, po run. And I think that'll uninstall the PS3 library and install the PS4 library. Now, this is explicitly looking for the PS3 controller code, and we have references to that everywhere, so that's going to break immediately. That is completely expected. And I also want to... This is just like an annoying quirk of Platform.io's integration with CLion, is it doesn't like automatically I guess I can't automatically see the references to like anything new that I installed until I like manually reload the project, so we're just gonna manually reload it. But yeah, let's go into the examples. Maybe we should look into ps4.connect.eno. And so let's see. First we need to change it from PS3 to PS4 controller.h. And we can see that that's gray but not red, so it means we're not referencing it anywhere, but at least it can find it. And to confirm that, it's going to highlight that, press F12, and we can see the contents of the header file, which means that we have found it. Alright, so next, let's see, this is going to look for PS4.begin, and want to change that MAC address from whatever this is to what we see here, which is current master. That is what the PS4 controller is going to look for when we try to pair it. Is it case sensitive? Let me just check. What was the old value? Okay, I'm gonna assume that that might be case sensitive. Okay, 14D4, 24B7, 9C, 08. And then what else? I wonder if the data is going to be the exact same, because if it is, then this may be like the easiest thing. Let's see. So I think the syntax might be a little bit different, not 100% sure. Let's see, auto. I'm gonna do it below that so that the suggestion doesn't hide. Lifter throttle to, that's just temporary, PS4. Is it called PS4 up here? Yeah, it is called PS4 in that code. Dot data dot analog. Yeah, it looks like that we have the exact same syntax going on. Okay, this is a very easy port, hopefully. Knock on wood. Let's just see how that goes. Yeah. It really could have just been that easy, possibly. Let me go take a sip of my tea. Yerba mate. Okay. So, let's disconnect our PlayStation 4 connector, and let's plug in the ESP32 instead. And also just give this a bit more slack. Okay. So, I'm also gonna unwrap that just so I can see the, what's it called? The LEDs going on there. Oh wait, I didn't set the camera to automatic. You can change that. Okay, cool. And I also want to look up the example code for this particular board, just so that I can get the RGB LEDs working also, so that we can debug some of the status without looking at the, what's it called? Without looking at, the logs. But let's see if this builds, and if we can upload it. I have a feeling that there's going to be some kind of random complication that I'm not expecting. It's not going to be that easy. But we'll see. One thing though is that I haven't added like the physical power switch yet to the PS4 controller, and I might just do that during the stream. Yeah, Kurt from, or Curtis, I think, from Texas Robot Combat, he said that he did a similar mod on his PlayStation 4 controller, so I know that that's possible to do. But yeah, let's just see if this works. Okay, we're gonna turn her on. Yeah. And it's safe to do that while it's plugged in. And we can hear the failsafe sounds going, and let's see if... Wow! That really just worked out of the box. Oop. Maybe shouldn't have the, have that lifter in the way of that. But yeah, I think the only difference... You know, I think that possibly... So there's two things I'm noticing. We're disconnecting every 10 seconds, which seems like it's the watchdog that we programmed. Either that, or it's one of the watchdogs. It's either the actual watchdog, which I think is unlikely, or it's the accelerometer-based thing that we implemented where it checks if it's not actually connected. And so I think the first thing here then that we'll do is... Oh, and the second thing is that the throttles are backwards on the drive. And yet we haven't heard it reboot, actually, since, without connecting to it, so that makes me think it's the accelerometer-based heartbeat that's currently busted. So, let's see. First, we're going to do the super easy thing. We're just going to, flip the drive throttles, because I guess it's backwards on the PS4 controllers, compared to the PS3 controllers. I'm gonna upload... Oh, and I'm also gonna set the timeout cycles to just some really big number. But yeah. I think the first thing I'm going to do is, we only have that accelerometer-based heartbeat signal, because in the PS3 controller library, the connection status does not actually work, so we needed to figure out a way around that. And in this one, it may be correct. We don't know, because we haven't tested it out, so we'll test it out and see if it is correct. Let me look up how to turn off a PS4 controller, like, by force. How to turn off a PS4 controller. Okay, you just do that by holding the PS button for 10 seconds. Okay, cool, that's easy. So we don't need to modify this. Alright, so let's see how this works now. Okay, we should be connected. Okay, drive is correct. And if it takes a while for us to disconnect, then... Yeah, this is already This is already taking a lot longer to disconnect, if it is going to disconnect, so I want to say it's the accelerometer-based stuff that was not happy. So, with that, I guess that we can also just monitor this, because we'll see the serial output of that. And we'll see this, like, X, Y, Z unchanged just keep climbing forever, no matter how much the controller is shaken around. Writing the code to the ESP32. Okay. And, just gonna smash those buttons. Is that? Maybe I didn't smash it hard enough. Okay, I think that probably works. Okay, yeah, so it looks like that no matter how much I shake the controller around, it still thinks that the accelerometer is unchanged. So my suspicion was correct that that's what's causing it to reboot. It's not the heartbeat. It's not the what's it called, the watchdog. So there's kind of two ways around this. We can either fix the accelerometer data reading stuff, which is weird because it's not throwing any syntax errors, so obviously the data is supposed to exist, but maybe it's not working correctly. I wonder if it's just like a peripheral that has to be activated manually. Let me go check here. Oh, I can set the LED on here. That's cool. I might mess with that, I guess. But yeah, I think that I also just want to check here, though. Serial.println controller oh wait, let's just do print controller connected, and then let's do serial.print PS4 is connected, and then let's just print line because I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to figure out if that's pre or post pended. And let's upload that, and then we can see if the PS4 controller connection status is actually what we expect it to be. Because it was not in the PS3 controller, but it might be in this PS4 controller library implementation. Okay, writing the code to the controller. We're writing the code to the controller. Yay! Okay. Yeah. So let's... I don't know which one's the reset button, which one is the other one, but... Okay. So, let's see. It says it's not connected, and now it's connected. And, let's hold down that PS button, and if it works the way that should work, then that means I can expect it to be used as kind of a heartbeat thing. And it says it's not connected, so that's perfect. That means we don't have to do anything silly with the accelerometer failsafe. And it's actually rebooting now. Yeah, because I guess that means that if it's... Okay, so we didn't actually have to change anything. That's cool, and I can tell you exactly why. I mean, we could... I think we should just remove the, that code anyway, since it's, like, just gonna confuse you if I upload it with that in there. But, what's definitely happening here is that, if the controller is not connected, then we exit early out of the loop. And, if we exit early, we never send the watchdog timer reset. And so that means after 10 seconds of it not being connected, then it just reboots. And that's what we want. So I'm just going to delete that code that we don't need. And just delete some other stuff that we don't need. And, you know, I think that we have the PS4 controller stuff working. And that's nice. Yeah. So let's just upload that. Hold on, we don't even need to monitor it. Let's just upload it. And then we have already completed the PS4 controller integration, so that's nice. And then I guess we're gonna go to the PS5 controller integration soon. Yay! But yeah, let's just upload this and make sure it all works. And at the end of the stream, I will be posting all this to my GitHub. The PS3 controller stuff, which I forgot to upload last stream, and the PS4 controller stuff, and if it works, the PS5 controller stuff. Is that even uploading? It's not saying it's doing anything. Okay, let's just kill that. Let's upload you again. Alright. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is gonna work. because we just deleted some code that was being skipped and some variables that weren't being used. Yeah. Okay, you should be uploaded now. And, yeah, let's just also unplug this too. You know, just for best practice, gonna wrap this again in electrical tape. Alright, cool. So I think that we're connected. We are connected. And we are driving around. And let's just test out the failsafe. So this isn't going to be like a true proper failsafe because I think it's going to take more than 20 seconds. Because it takes 10 seconds to actually turn off the PS4 controller without the physical switch. And then it's going to take another 10 seconds or so for the watchdog to kick in. But yeah. So there's not much space on here, but we can do silly stuff, I guess. Whee! And then let's just prop her up and just get those wheels spinning while turning off the controller. Holding down the PS button. I'm not sure if moving the joystick while holding down the PS button actually affects the, Okay, so it looks like we're turned off. So we should be turning off now in like 5-10 seconds or so. Yeah, there. Failsafe works. That's great. I mean, we're gonna have to tighten up the... I think that you're gonna want to have like a physical power switch on here anyway, so you can have the fast failsafe to be like super duper safe, but we'll call that acceptable for now. Alright, now this is the part where we need to do a bit of soldering again. So, yeah, just like I mentioned before, you can't use the ESP32, you can't use the ESP32 normal one with the PS5 controller because we are using, what's it called, Bluetooth Classic for PS3 and PS4 controllers, but we're using a Bluetooth LE for PS5 controller. So I think I want to do this the correct way. So instead of simply swapping the wires, I'm actually gonna go put it on like a little breadboard so that like you can just swap out the control board at will. So I'm gonna go plug in my really nice desoldering thing. And that's gonna take like a couple minutes to warm up. And at the same time, I'm gonna go grab a couple breadboards and some pins so that we can do stuff. Yeah, I guess it's time for me to rummage through my crap again. But yeah, at least the DuPont connectors are not DuPont connectors, headers and terminals. That's box one. And then I just need to find a nice small, not breadboard, perf board, yeah. Okay, so that'll work. Something's burned. Oh, it's this, of course. Yeah. And then, where is a little perf board? It's probably my wires box. No, it's not there. I have like a bajillion somewhere. Not there. Why are you stuck to the bottom of that bin? Not there. Okay, cool. Found one. Yeah, that'll work. Awesome. So we'll just cut this to size, I guess. Yeah. And, do I even need to cut it to size? No, I don't need to, and I'm lazy. I will not cut it to size, because it fits in there anyway. Cool. Alright, so these two boards actually have the exact same pinout and exact same footprint, which is... Oh, sorry, that's upside down. Which is one of the benefits of using, like, the seed gel form factor. So that makes it super duper... I said super derper, easy to swap them out. So yeah, I have like a bajillion of these. I have this from the old packaging too. And And, where's the single row ones? Yeah, here's some single row ones. I'm gonna try to just get ones that are like close to or the same length so I don't have to like cut down brand new ones. Alright. Ah, shit. I have like 50 bajillion overhead cables and they're getting caught on like everything. I should probably fix that at some point. Anyway. Okay. Omnifixo. Just gonna put you to the side and I'll probably burn myself by accident in a few minutes. Yeah. So, how many of these? You don't need a count because you can just do those and just snap it off. Yeah. And then, so right now I am just, cutting these header pins to size. And these aren't the ones that I'd use in robot combat, like for proper design, because they're pretty big and space inefficient. They're also not the most secure. Honestly, I used to use these a lot in like actual combat robots, and they ended up being like a point of failure at some point. So I don't use them so much for that, but I do use them in other projects just since it's like really easy to, oops, accidentally cut through that one. I do use them in other projects since it's like really easy to swap out boards if I like accidentally burn one out or if I want to like upgrade it or something. And it's also just kind of good for like doing these demonstration things. But yeah. Yeah, you can see just how much thicker that makes a board as opposed to just having it being like kind of naked, I guess. Let's see, do I care how much? I mean, I could cut it, yeah, I'll just cut it open if I feel like it later. And by later, I mean, fuck it, can I just do it with these flush cutters? If I can. I don't really trust that. I have a feeling that the flush cutters are gonna, like, snap and get caught in my eye. Okay, let me go get some, Sharpie. So I know where to cut it. And we're just gonna cut it with, like, a hacksaw. Okay. By the time that is, I mean, yeah, by the time we cut this up, we should be ready to desolder soon, I guess. Okay. So let's slot this in here. And get the hacksaw. This should make some pretty quick work of it pretty fast. Cool. Yeah, I'll just put that in the wires box. I mean, technically it's just a bunch of wires. Kind of, I guess, if you think of traces and pads as wires, I guess. Okay, oop. I'll just start from that end. Okay, that should be enough to just break it open like a cracker. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Time to put those tools away. Alright, there. I'm just gonna... Let me just set the camera to stay on Workbench mode until I forget, and I'm gonna go back to code and it's gonna be like not on the Workbench. I don't know why the camera changing keeps working one way but not the other way. There we go. Okay. So yeah, we have this cut to size. We have this nasty fiberglass dust, which I should... Yeah, I'll just... I don't have any paper towels on me. Never mind. Okay. So we're just going to plop this on here and just solder that on. And this should be pretty easy. And then I'm gonna flip this over and get the other ones. Where's my water? Here's my water. Lighting up that pine sol. And where's my solder? There it is. Okay. Oh, why are you loose? You should not be loose. It's because there's like a bunch of rolls of tape under there. Close enough. Okay. Yeah. Nice, clean soldering joints. And I still need to grab myself a soldering magnifying glass. With probably a light, and I think that they even have ones that have like the soldering fans built in also like the fume extraction fans, because that would just make life easier, because they can't really get close to this because this stupid face tracking thing is in the way. But yeah, we have that soldered. That's nice. And then let's flip this over. That's a little hot. It's not too hot. Then we can solder these two rows. Yeah, the OmniFixo is really awesome. I completely recommend it. You can click on my affiliated shopping link. I don't have one yet, but you can pretend I do. But for now, just Google OmniFixo and you'll be able to buy one. I think from Sweden, maybe. I forget where it's from. I think it's Sweden. Okay, that should be enough flux. Yeah, like all the other helping hands that I've used, they like get super duper loose. Or like the alligator clips just never actually really clip on anything. Or like the parts, they just kind of fall off or get like really loose or something, and it's... okay, that's a messy bridge, but whatever. We have a desoldering gun, so I can just fix that. Anyway, yeah, the, all the other ones I've ever used, they just get loose, or the parts fall off, or, the alligator clips really suck. And just everything about the OmniFixo is, like, properly done. Like, the clips, they don't pinch like a lever, they like, slide up and down and put, like, I guess, equal pressure across the whole thing, and they don't leave any, like, bite marks like the alligator clips do. They are insulated, so, they won't short stuff out. It's just great. And, it's magnetic also, and you can, like, actually have, like, a 3D printed, like, a really simple 3D printed bin here that, like, I just put, like, these, oops. I just, put, like, all 4 of these things in here, and then I can just, like, throw all my soldering stuff in there, and, just put the lid on top of that, the base plate thing as a lid, and it keeps everything secure. And I prefer that over, like, the super integrated, like, things that have like a bunch of pockets in them, because I can just throw in whatever I want in there. But yeah. Okay, that is soldered now. And then let me just take notes of the pinout that I have going on here. Oh, it's labeled on here anyway, so I don't really have to worry about that. Okay, so let's see. First, let's just, I guess, desolder those. Oh, I can just put the OmniFixo on the robot. is it easier? I think it's easier if I just pull these off. Oh, no, that got most of the solder off of that one. Just gonna, like, melt that, pull it off, and then I guess I'll just suck the solder out of it from, what's it called? After the wires are pulled out. Okay. And we're gonna go put the pins on there too. Oh, we don't need to have that up on there anymore. Okay. Now we can secure it down better. Yeah, I did the thing where, like, I just bought, like, the Japanese model of this desoldering gun, which is usually, like, pretty expensive. And I think the Japanese model is, like, you can buy for, like, half the price on eBay or something. And then, you just, like, open it up, and I think you just change, like, 1 or 2 resistors or something. And then, it makes it, safe to use on, US voltages. Because it's literally, some people on, like, some engineering forum, they open it up, and they found the difference is literally just a couple resistors. So if you change that out, and I think I can unplug this now. Alright. Unplugging, and I'll probably still accidentally burn myself on it later. Alright. Cool. So that's there. And, now we can put in the other one and we can solder it on. And as a sanity check, we can just run it again anyway and make sure that still works. Okay, so where did I just put that? Oh, it's on here. Cool. It's not even hot. That's great. So, I'm just gonna put those on. And add a little bit of flux on it so that everything sticks on nicely. Oh wait, I do actually need to plug this in because I think there's like a soldering pad that I messed up on the perf board. Yeah, there was. So I'll just fix that after getting these ones in. Okay. Get you out of the way. Alright. Clean that tip a bit. And that side is done. And let's do the other side. Kind of an awkward angle to work at. I know if I'm working on the back side instead of the front side, but whatever, it's working. Okay, cool. That looks good to me, and let me just inspect it up close here. Make sure nothing's bridging. Alright, and then we can fix that one sussy pad. There we go. That's fixed. And now we can unplug it. Okay. So, let's see. Just gonna strip those ends a little bit further. Then we're gonna thread them through the perf board. And then we're gonna solder them to the thingies. Oh wait, these are like the super thin ones. I can just like pull it manually. I think I actually have the pinouts in the code itself, so that'll be easy to reference. Yeah, desoldering guns are awesome. They, especially like the powered ones, you don't have to, like, you just operate it with one hand basically and like use the other for just like positioning stuff. Okay, so lifter is A0, left is A1, and drive is A2. So I'm gonna do the power first. So yellow is for the 5 volts. And that's there. And then next should be ground. Yeah. Oh, you know, I could actually just clip it in like that on its side. It's a little pulled out. Let's push it in further. There we go. This is an awkward angle to work at too. But it'll work, I think. It's a little dirty, but it'll work. Yeah, that should work. Just as a sanity check, I don't want to short it, so let's just do a little continuity check. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not shorting. And then let's get the, You know, actually, I don't even think I need the Omnifix there. Okay, so what's the order again? Order is servo, left, and right. Oh yeah, that's actually a lot easier. Can I actually wedge that in there? I can. Nice. Go away. Ooh. And then left is blue, and right is red. I'll just fold that down to there. And then, let's do left. Can actually twist it a bit, but whatever. Okay. Oh, that's actually pushed in a little. That's actually so thin that the entire wire, including the insulation, can be pushed through a pad. Finally, red for right. And then after that, we can get started with, well, actually, let's just test it out to make sure it still works. If it does, then we'll move on to the PS5 programming. Okay. So that's there, and then we just need to like fold these to actually touch the header pins, and then just complete the connection, and then we should be good. And we'll also trim that a little bit. Yeah, there's like all sorts of ways to desolder stuff, but I've never really gotten the hang ever of using like the desoldering braid. And the hand pumps, they're okay for like a few desoldering things at once, but if you have to do like a lot, like if you're redoing a mechanical keyboard and it's like not hot swap, you have to like solder everything, then it's a huge pain in the ass. I had one that was like, you could operate it with one hand, but you still had to like depress the spring for each attempt. But yeah, I've also been doing this for like enough years to where I know that I definitely would have benefited from having like a proper desoldering gun, and it really has been a lot of help. Okay, so that should work, and we're just gonna test it out with the PS4 controller to make sure it's still good, and if it is, we'll move on to the PS5 controller integration. Okay, wheels are up. Get this out of the way. Turn this off because it's super bright and in my eyes. Okay, we hear stuff already arming. That's exactly what we want to hear. Let's turn on the PS4 controller. Yeah, that works out. Perfect. So now we can move on to integrating the PS5 controller. And so with that, instead of having to desolder everything, we just simply pull out the old ESP32, and we just push in the new ESP32C3, which again, we need this one instead because of the difference in Bluetooth protocol. And where's the antenna? Here's the antenna. And we're just gonna hot glue that in place also. Is this on? It's warm, but it's out. And so I like to just put a glob of hot glue on the UFL connector, just so that it stays in place, doesn't come off during a fight, and so that like it doesn't really like short anything. Here's another hot glue stick. I wonder if this is like warm enough to start pushing through already. Nah, that needs a little bit of time. But yeah, okay, so PS5 controller. I found a library that should be a good candidate for this, but I've never used it, so we'll see how integrating that goes. But yeah, let's set the camera back to auto and have another sip of tea. Alright, that tea is finished. Also, y'all should totally not follow my example and wash your hands, because that is some lead solder, but whatever. Wait, why is the auto camera not working? I guess I'm gonna just manually put it back on the code or something. I bragged about all this technology, now it doesn't want to work. Okay, but seriously, why am I not tracking properly? Like, Okay, so my feet trackers are online, my hand trackers are online, head tracker is online, so why are you not tracking properly? Is it like an old build? Let me go restart the build of Pearl Graphics and go to the new one, because I think I'm actually on an old build. Let's see. Pearl Graphics. Now let's try that one. It's not online anywhere. It's like super duper customized to my own equipment and stuff. So, okay, I think my Steam VR tracking may have just gotten like messed up because it's showing me in like the wrong place. Let me restart Steam VR. That might help. That, or it might just kill my stream. I hope it does not. Steam VR, where are you? There you are. Okay, exiting Steam VR. And then let's start Steam VR again. Let's see. Enter VR mode. Just at the same time, I'll go get the PS5 controller project ready. PS5 example. Okay. Alright, let's connect everything back together. And the feet. Yeah, it would take a lot of work for me to rework the tracking software to work for like all the other Avatar stuff, but yeah, there is a really good kind of like already wide open solution called Warudo, and it has like a bunch of extensions so that you could get it if you found enough extensions and maybe worked on like a couple custom ones, you could actually probably get it on par with this one. But like, since I'm a game dev, it's just easier for me to like work with the raw Unity engine instead of like go through something that uses the Unity engine. But yeah, okay, let's get Pearl graphics back online, since I think my VR stuff is back online. Yeah, all my trackers are back on. And, we go turn off the menu. Okay, something is really whack right now. Because it still thinks that, like, because I'm actually at the center of here, but it thinks that I'm not here, but whatever. We'll figure that out some other time. That's not important right now. Okay, let's get an avatar view. And let's go back to code. Oh my gosh, these transitions are like taking forever. Workbench. Why are you not going back to the code view? There we go, okay. Okay, let's actually work on code now. Alright, so, we have the PS5 example thing, and we have the old library, and we want to use a new library, and let me go find where that new library was. Okay, the Rodney, Backy Scan library. That's the one that is apparently based off of the other two, so it should be pretty easy to, I hope. Yeah. So let's just import that one in and see what happens. Again, this will definitely break as soon as we load it in because we're not using PS3. We're using PS5, so any references to the old PS3 stuff will be busted. Oh wait, that's not even the right way to put that in there. Okay, let's upload that. Or not upload. Well, it's gonna run it anyway, but it's not gonna upload because it's not gonna properly compile. But we do have the library in there at least, and we can go to the examples again. And I think that these examples are literally the exact same. Okay, cool. So we just need to figure out what the MAC address is of the PS5 controller that it's looking for, and then once we have that, then it looks like that everything else is working pretty much exactly the same as the other ones. So let's change that to PS5 controller.h, and I don't think I actually reloaded that project correctly. Or, not even correctly, I don't think I even did that at all, so let's reload that. Terminal. Alright, and let's just hit F12 on that, and we can see the header file on that. So that means that we have it loaded properly. And then, yeah, we can actually, I think I'd rather just copy the PS4 code in. Yeah, we'll just copy that in, actually. And just get rid of the accelerometer stuff that we probably don't need to use this time around. And so if we change that to, let's see. It's weird because all three of these libraries have used different case for the PS4, or like PS3 or PS5 stuff. Oh my gosh, it just works cleanly. That's kind of crazy. but it's still not going to work because we don't have the MAC address found yet for that, and we need to find a way to do that. So how do we do that? It's probably going to be in the instructions somewhere. Okay, installation, pairing the PS5 controller. When a PS5 controller is paired to the PS5 console, it just means that it's stored the console's Bluetooth MAC address, which is the only device the controller will connect to. It'll do that with USB. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this time I think we just want to connect the PS5 controller to something like a phone, or I guess I'll just do it for this laptop. And then we'll get my laptop's Bluetooth MAC address, and then we'll replace it with... No, that's a bad idea, because that means it'll be looking for my... You know what? I think I have a better idea. I'll just connect it to an old laptop. Or, you know, I could actually, I'll just connect it to my iPad. Yeah, let's go with the iPad. Alright, cool. So... how to pair that PS5 controller to the iPad. Alright. How to pair PS5 controller to iPad. Okay. So Bluetooth is on. Bluetooth settings. And then Bluetooth pairing mode for the DualSense, which I wish that they just kept calling it the DualShock 5, because they've had that name since, like, the PlayStation 1. Okay, so hold the PS button and the create button until the light bar flashes. It is flashing. And it's immediately showing up on the iPad. And we are connected. And then, I guess, how to find MAC address Bluetooth on iPad. Or how to find the MAC address, how to find the iPad's MAC address. So I go to settings, general, about, Bluetooth, and I have a MAC address now. Alright, so MAC address is B837 4AAE 5449. I have no idea if it's a stupid idea for me saying that in public. If it is, then I guess I might just have to edit the video out. But at least we have a chat preserved now in the VODs. Oh yeah, so the PS5 controller, how's it different from the PS3 and PS4 controller? Yeah, it uses Bluetooth LE, which is a newer protocol of Bluetooth, and I don't know the exact details, but the two radios are, I guess they're just not compatible, because, like, you have to have, like, a lot of microcontrollers will support one but not the other, which I guess that implies that you can't use the same radio and just change the protocol. So, yeah, because the PlayStation 5 controller uses Bluetooth Low Energy, but the PS4 and PS3 controllers use Bluetooth Classic, then you can't really use the same microcontroller unless you, I guess, have both of those radios in there. Not 100% sure on if that's how it works, but I'm like, it's probably close enough for that, though. But yeah, so that's why we had to switch out the microcontroller. But we're going to turn off Bluetooth on the iPad so that the PS5 controller doesn't get confused. And it looks like that this compiles already. So, I think we're going to do kind of the same thing, maybe, where... Well, first, let's just make sure that the failsafe works the way that we think it will work. So, let's do serial.print PS5 controller connected. Serial.print PS5 dot is connected. And then, yeah, new line. And then let's make sure it's plugged in. That is plugged in, and the little tiny power LED is on. Yeah, let's upload and monitor that. If it wants to do that, that is. Okay. So we're now uploading that. And I'm gonna have to be like really finicky with the camera. Oh, you know, it'd actually be just easier since like the avatar stuff is kind of messed up anyway if I just change it manually in OBS. Okay, well, we already have an issue. Oh, I think I know what the issue is, actually. Okay, so... Oh, that's actually weird. That's not where I expected it to be broken. In function... that shit. Okay, that is not what I expected at all. That's weird. So why is it compiling? Or not compiling, why is it not giving any syntax errors in here? I'm just gonna reload and see if that changes anything. Are we actually using this? I don't think we're actually using that. Okay, let's just try uploading and see what happens here. And there's a good chance that the ESP32 servo library does not actually work on the 32. But I do know libraries that do work on that because that's what I'm using on, what's it called? That's what I'm using on Injection, since Injection uses, I think, an S3, an ESP32 S3. But yeah, okay, this is weird. Let's see if we just change that to, oh, hold up. Okay, so PS4 example. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new project and see how it changes on the platform IO any file. But with just a normal ESP32 C3 instead of the CJAL one. So let's see. Is there a difference between these two? ESP32 C3 test. Yeah, we'll just call it that. New window. Because that's sometimes if you're not using like the exact board that it, or if you're not using like the standard board, I guess, and you're using like some offshoot, like in this case the CJAL ESP32 C3, then sometimes it gets a little angry. Okay, so it says platform here, it's the same thing. So let's just copy those dependencies. And then, let's see, PO run. Okay, we are installing those. It couldn't be that easy that literally just changing PS4 to PS5 would work. But such is coding. Okay, so, oh, and this is, the ESP32 servo library. Okay, so let's see if we just copy that header file in... is it still going to be Angie? Well, first we need to reload it. Because I think that we did install that PS5 controller library. We did. Okay, importing. Okay, now what happens if we just try to build this and upload it? In this case, I want to say that if we just try to use the same, like, pinouts and stuff, then the only difference is that, like, we have to just look up what the actual pin numbers are because it'll be, like, renamed or something. I think that's kind of really the only difference. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Alright. We found the serial port. We're writing to it. Okay, it's not angry. So I want to say it might just be an incompatibility with the CJAL ESP32C3. But we could, if we're lucky, we could just have the exact same code here. And we could just be able to build and upload that. Nope, we get the exact same issues. Okay. So... undefined reference to that shit. Yeah, they're both having the same issues, so there's no point going to that second project. And I'm just going to go comment out anything that has to do with the servo stuff, just in case that's, like, maybe kind of being a red herring here. Because I did say that I'm not expecting the ESP32 servo library to work with the ESP32C3, so I'm just going to comment out all of that stuff in case it's kind of just throwing me off. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Still not happy. Let's see. So if we go inside of here, undefined reference to all of those. Okay, let me look up what that is. Or we could actually just do things the modern way, and I can just copy paste all of this into ChatEG and ask and see what she says. Okay. What do you have to say, Miss ChatEG? Thinking. Wait, what? Hold on. Did I get things mixed up? Does the PS5 controller actually support just normal Bluetooth? Hold on. Because if so, that means that I have to, like, figure out how to correct all the shit that I said, if that's not actually true. Hold on. PS5 controller, Bluetooth LE, or... Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna see what happens if, if we just copy-paste all this shit into here, place that with PS5 controller. Oop. Wow. Okay, Yeah, it's entirely possible that I did my research wrong, and the PS5 controller actually just does use normal Bluetooth, which kind of makes things easy in that I don't have to find the new library, but at the same time it does make things annoying in that I've been saying bullshit the whole time. Okay, and so where's a Bluetooth address? Okay, so let me get the iPad Bluetooth address. B8. No, B837A. Yeah, so what Chatty G said was that there were linking errors because it was looking up stuff that was for Bluetooth Classic. And the ESP32C3 does not support that. Which I was confused because, like, hold on, I thought the PS5 controller, oh wait, what's going on here? Unknown environment name. Oh, wait, do I just need to reload the project since I changed the whatever that is? Okay, let's just try uploading that. Linking all this stuff. Oh wait, that's the wrong one plugged in. Let's swap out the boards. Okay, swapping out for the purple board. Okay. So yeah, it looks like it compiled, I guess. And then we can upload. Why is it being, like, kind of fussy? It doesn't want to actually start uploading when I click that until I kill that, window. Okay, well, that uploaded. And let's, I guess also, let me go write that stuff back in. Okay, serial dot print PS5 controller connected. Serial dot print PS5 dot is connected. And then print line. And let's upload and monitor that. Oh my gosh, if I've really been saying in all the past streams that the PS5 controller uses Bluetooth LE and that's not true, then that's really embarrassing. But it's better to admit that you're wrong. Yeah. Why is my avatar, like, not... Oh yeah, we already figured that out. You know, I could actually just fix that by just moving me in the OBS source for now. Then I'll probably have to, like, undo that when I start next stream, because I think what probably just happened is that SteamVR, I think it just recentered, and it doesn't like to, it doesn't really reset, even if you, what's it called? It doesn't reset your positioning, even if you restart SteamVR. I think you just have to restart your whole computer, or maybe just find the service that is, but yeah. Okay, let's try connecting the controller. And, it doesn't want to connect. That's a little sus. Okay, is it case sensitive? Let me check if it's case sensitive. Let me also just set this watchdog timeout to like 60 seconds. Okay, did I type that incorrectly? Oh no, I put in the Wi-Fi MAC address, not the Bluetooth one. That would change things. AE 54 49. And use the wrong colons there. Okay, let's upload and monitor that. I'm just like entirely off screen now when it's on that view. That's okay. Alright, now, do we actually connect? Hold on, need to smash those buttons again. Yeah, it's a good thing that, I set up that, the hot swap stuff, because, yeah, at least it's pretty easy to change the boards when it's not working. Okay, it's not pairing, though, so something is still not working correctly. Oh, you know, that B is lowercase, that might be it. I don't know if it's case sensitive, but we've been using uppercase letters the whole time. Let me just double check that I have the correct MAC address in there and I typed it in correctly. Okay, waiting for download. I don't think I smashed the buttons in the correct order. Okay. Now, can we connect the controller? Okay, it's not connecting. Let's look at the example code again and see if I messed something up here. Okay, so examples. PS5 Connect, the simplest example. Replace with a MAC address. Oh, it wants lowercase in this actually. So let's see if that fixes it. AE. And if it is connected. Okay. You know, actually I just want to make it say true or false instead of 0 or 1. Okay, if we are connected, then else true or false. Okay. We have PS5 controller.h on there. Alright. Waiting for download. Okay, I guess I could press the top button then. Okay, well you connect now. I feel like it flashed a little bit that it was connected and then it... No, there's something else. Let me see, what happens if I add like just a tiny bit of delay in there? That might help. Let's also see if there's any like actual issues with this not working. Okay, yeah, and I am confirming that this library is using Bluetooth Classic. Okay, so this does work. Okay, pressing that button again. Whoa, what was that? I saw something here. What is that? Okay, so what does this error mean? Debugging this code. Okay, let's try the pairing the PS5 instruction again. When a PS5 controller is paired to a PS5 console, it just means that it has stored the console's Bluetooth MAC address, which is the only device the controller will connect to. Usually this pairing happens when you connect the controller to the PS5 console using a USB cable and press the PS button. This initiates writing the console's, or in this case, an ESP32's MAC address to the controller. To do this, you'll need to include the controller's IP at what? Controller's IP address? Hold on, wait a second. Oh, we're doing it backwards. We're not getting the controller's IP address, we're getting the, or we're not getting the iPad's IP address, we're getting the controller's IP address. I guess that's backwards from how the other ones work. Okay, so let's turn Bluetooth back on the iPad. I wish I had screen sharing on here, but I do not. And let's connect this controller to the iPad. We are connected, and then let me get the iPad, or not the iPad, the DualSense's MAC address. How do I do that? Wait, this doesn't make sense because it wants me to get... Okay, let's try 4C7525E CC72. Upload and monitor, and let's also go in the code to just make sure that this MAC address is actually the Bluetooth address. And then let's also go to issues and just because the help pairing. PS5 controller pairing is okay using those. 6-axis pair tool cannot recognize PS5, only PS4 and PS3. Okay, so does this work now? Okay, we're still not pairing. And we're getting something that also looks like an error in that. Oh. Huh. Okay, so it might actually be that the library itself is not good. And you might just want to comment that out. And that's what I think this error here is possibly too. So let's see what that does. And so, if we're not getting that error, then we probably just need to put the MAC address in correctly again, I guess. Oh, I see what's going on. And then I'll probably have to put that MAC address back in again. Okay, writing that stuff. Okay, waiting for download. Okay, and let's put in the actual Bluetooth address that we want. Okay, B837 AE 5449. And you might also just need to get the old version of the library. Yeah, so the first error with trying to upload it is it turns out that I'm full of shit, and the PS5 controller does not use Bluetooth LE, it uses Bluetooth Classic. So, I swapped back to the old ESP32, and now it uploads properly, but, now we have another problem where, it just isn't pairing, and according to this library, there are issues with it actually working, so we might have to switch to a different library. Yeah, because... yeah, we have a help pairing here with like 16 comments. People said that the older version of, says that the older version of this library worked, and the newer one does not. Update required. Oh, wow. How many? Okay, maybe we should try BluePad, because I've heard good things about this one. Yeah, I guess maybe we'll switch to BluePad instead. Oh, wait, it says it's connected. Hold up. It's connected! Right when it's about to give up. Okay, but why is it not doing stuff now? Let's see. So it is connected. I guess now we just want to see what the values are of the... Oh, no, I know what's going on. The robot's not on. Okay, let's get the cable out of the way. Oh my gosh, it works! Okay! Wow! We have the PS5 controller working, right when I was about to give up and just switch to a different library, and then it says it's connected. Cool! Okay, okay. Wow. Alright, what happens if I just disconnect that? Are we still working? Yeah, we're still working. Cool. Okay, let me go put some tape around this and close her back up. Where is my tape, anyway? I have a bunch of rolls of electrical tape here. Oh, here's the good stuff. Alright, sweet. Oh, I need to change the camera. Workbench view. Let's just do that. Why is my avatar, like, still? I don't know why my avatar is dead when it's actually not dead. But let me just hide the avatar view because it's just janky today. Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, that actually did work. It just took a bit of time to connect. But yeah, we can see wheels are going. They're going in the correct direction also. Got this flipper going. So we just need to put a few screws in. And then we should be good. And then I can post this on GitHub or something. Where are more screws? Oh shit, I just dropped that one. Alrighty. Whee! Whee! She works. Oh. Why did that get all jammed up like that? Sweet. Okay. Well... yeah. I guess the last thing then is just make sure failsafe works. Okay, so let me just look up how to turn off PS5 controller. Hold the PS button for about 10 seconds. So hopefully that should work. Let's just keep this spinning. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's turned off. But what did I set the watchdog to? Oh shit, I set the watchdog to like 60 seconds. Okay, it's gonna take like a whole ass minute for this to stop, so... maybe not. Maybe let's re-upload it, but with a watchdog set to like 5 seconds or something. Okay, there it is. Plugging that in. And then let's change the camera back to on. Not Office Direct feed to that. Yeah, I don't know why it stopped sending. Wait, what if I just click on that? Okay, whatever. I don't care about that being stuck there. We're just gonna set this to like 5 seconds. And then we're gonna... Oh, and it looks like that... Well, no. Okay, let's just upload that. Uploading. Gonna drink more water. Yeah, now something is going wacky with, like, the spout connection from my VTuber stuff in the OBS, because, like, it's definitely working if we go to, like, this view. But, like, when we just go on, like, this view, which is not using screen capture, but is using, like, spout, it's, like, being sussy. Okay, why do you not want to upload? Let's try again. Port does not exist. What is that bullshit? Okay. Maybe it wants to be connected one way, but not the other way. Upload that. Oh, I see what's going on. It's because that was still running, so it was keeping the port busy. Okay, now we're ready. Let's go back to the Workbench view. Okay. So, now that watchdog is set to like 5 seconds, we can connect this. Maybe we need a longer connection time, I guess. Okay, well that's connected. And let me just make sure you can actually see, yeah, you can see that. So let's turn the PS5 controller off. Turning it off. And then when the lights go off, we should see that wheel stop spinning 5 seconds later. Okay, 5 seconds, this should turn off. It works! Yeah, we have fail-safing working now, so... Wait, I don't think I did that correctly. Let me just try it again, because I think I let go of the, joystick. And I was supposed to, like, keep that on the whole time, actually. Okay. Let's turn that off and keep it held down. So this is on. Controller's off, so this should go off in 5 seconds while I'm still pulling the stick. And failsafe works! Cool! Alright, well, yeah, we have hit all 3 goals. We have controlled this robot with a PS3 controller and a PS4 controller, and now we have it on the PS5 controller, and on all 3, we have working failsafe. So, yeah, that's cool. Just gonna go patch her up. And then drive her around for a bit. And figure out how I am going to correct myself in all the places where I said that the PS5 controller uses Bluetooth Low Energy when it does not. I guess I'll just spam comments on my own videos saying, I am full of shit, this is me from the future and I'm full of shit. Or I was full of shit and now future me is not full of shit. But yeah, let's just drive her around for a bit before I end the stream. Yeah, it looks like that it's a little more picky with connecting on the PS5, but yeah. Or the PS5 controller, that is. Yeah, where's some other stuff for her to flip? Graphing calculator. Whoa, that was that was kind of more violent than I expected it to be. PS3 controller. PS4 controller. Whee! Can she do a drill? Or is that gonna be so heavy it busts the servo? I think it's gonna just bust the servo off. Oh my gosh, it doesn't. Yeah, let's... Oh, it did a little bit. Whee! Oh. That fell. Okay, well, cool. Alright. Turn her off. Okay. Office view, will you work? Okay, well... See, I'm not there. I'm actually, like, here. Okay, so that's not actually where I am in my actual office. I'm actually, like, way closer to, like, the couch. But, like, whatever. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we did it. I'm gonna go post this on a GitHub. We have PS3, PS4, and PS5, controls working, to an ESP32. We're not using Bluetooth Low Energy on the PS5. I was full of shit. No, I'm not. And, yeah. Again, this is going to be my last stream for about 2 weeks. I'm going to be in Germany. Well, first I'm going to be wrapping up a contract over this week, and I don't think I'll have any time to stream. And then after that contract is done, I'm actually headed for Germany to the Christmas markets. So that's going to be fun. But it also means I'm not going to be streaming. But I will be editing some shorts, and I think there's like 1 or 2 longs that I want to try to like maybe edit and upload during that trip. We'll see, cause it's on a river cruise and there's gonna be lots of downtime there. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go post this to GitHub sometime tonight. I hope everyone has had a good Thanksgiving, or if you're still doing that late, I guess, we'll have a good one, and, or whatever holidays you do. And, I'll see you live in 2 weeks-ish. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We finally finished all this. I thought I was gonna wrap it up in like a single stream on Tuesday, and it ended up being like 3 parts, but that's good. It means that I'm not doing easy projects anymore. But yeah. Alright, well, I'll see y'all. Thanks for tuning in and for chatting. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.